Hello, hi, this is Hans. I just wanted to go over a few things I saw on Sunday, January 24th, 2016, here in Sylmar, California. I was fortunate to have an Impomtu Summon event with Robert Bingham. Thank you again for coming. The first thing I saw was captured with my Panasonic V520 at 80 times zoom. This one was pretty far away, but I soon switched over to my telescope, which has my pure optical Sony a6000 video camera on it. So let's see. The first one that I ended up capturing was this one. It looked like a cluster of balloons to me. It had a very thick tether on it, and one thing I did notice was that there was a big red one in the middle. And before I show you the a6000 footage, I wanted to show you a couple of balloons. One was inflated, the other one is deflated. I kind of flattened it because it had a hole in it, but you could see it's as flat as a pancake. And the footage I'm just about to show you, there's a big red one in it, and you can see the big red one hangs with the other one and actually becomes at the top at certain times in this footage. So all of them, you wouldn't even give it a second thought. If you were just to watch it, you would just think that it's just a bunch of balloons, a bunch of clusters and stuff. But what was interesting is that when I zoomed in on it, there was one that looked like Elmo, and which is funny because I've owned an Elmo. I've purchased an Elmo over at the dollar store for $1, and it's one of the more popular balloons that they have and stuff. But you could see that there it is, and you could see it's a little bit on the bigger side than the regular balloons that are behind it. So I was looking at it, and it kind of was a little bit on the strange to me, but I noticed that it was flat, that it didn't have any helium in it, and yet it was hanging with the other balloons that were full, and even the other balloons and stuff, they look kind of weird to me too. But you could see that this Elmo is completely flat, and it looks to me that it was never inflated in the first place, because then at least there would be some sort of chamber of helium or something with it, or something letting it kind of hang with, that would cause it to hang with some of the other inflated balloons there, the inflated helium balloons. But you could see that this thing is as flat as a pancake. I just found it very, very strange. So I'm thinking, if someone was to release something like this, why would they not inflate the Elmo balloon? And you could see the Elmo balloon's a little bit bigger than the other balloons, because once you inflate the balloon, it shrinks. I think it's 15 inches in diameter. After you inflate it, it turns into about 12 to 13 inch diameter. But you could see that this Elmo flies toward the top of the heap at times in the video footage. An uninflated balloon would act more like an anchor. It would not be floating at the top, it would be dangling at the bottom. What's interesting about this whole thing is that once it has a face, you wouldn't give it a second thought. This next one looked like a untethered heart balloon, a pink heart balloon, and which kind of stands out to me right off the bat, only because typically when you purchase a balloon, it comes with a tether, and in order to take off that tether, you either got to use some strength to pull it off, or you're going to have to cut it. And why would anybody cut and release a balloon? Is it possible? Yes, but is it probable? No. So anyway, some of the things that stood out to me on this one is the concavities that appear, the color distortions, and the nodules that seem to protrude out, capturing the sun's rays. So anyway, I do a little comparison with one that I ended up purchasing a while ago, and just take a look. This one seemed to, contort. This one seemed to show some unusual things to me. So anyway, take a look.